It looks like we'll be facing Grit next. Grit, is he the guy who keeps calling me Junior? Do you know him or something? Yeah, you could say that. He, Nell, and I used to be friends. He was always a tough one to figure out, but this Blue Moon stuff? Nell knows him too? Why is he working for Blue Moon? That's something I'd like to ask him myself. That's why you've got to let me face him, Andy. Well, I have to pick Max. Reefs here, woods there, hiding places everywhere. Man, this place was made for Grit and his indirect combat units. I really just want to rush in and get to stomping, but the smart thing to do is use the terrain and creep up on him. Yep, that's the best plan. Let's move out. Here we have another Max versus Grit showdown. The overall game-winning strategy for this map is that we have to absolutely keep our landers alive. Otherwise, there's no way for us to transport troops to the other side to either take out the rest of Grit's troops or capture the HQ. Honestly, a little bit of subterfuge is easier to do on this map instead of winning by destroying all of the units. So first, we have to push north and wipe out all the enemy units on the left side of the map. We can typically even ignore the center island, but we also then, phase 2, have to make sure that we are going to take out and destroy all of Grit's naval units. As soon as the naval units are out of the way, really, it's impossible for him to win, and we just have to then use our landers to transport the troops across onto the right side of the land, and then we would be able to win. Don't forget there is a battleship hidden in the top right corner of this map that we can send our submarines north and sink. Alright, so there it is. Captured HQ. Okay, Grit, now you're going to answer some questions. Why in blazes did you go over to Blue Moon? Grit. Nell, what are you doing here? Hey there, Nell. It's been a long time. Max, would you please leave us alone for a minute? Yeah, sure. You look well. I was worried. Yeah, I'm doing alright. How about you? You and Max getting along alright? So that's the reason you left Orange Star? You sensed Max's feelings, and because he's your friend, you... Whoa, hold on now. Let me set you straight. I did what I did because that's who I am, darling. I go where I want to go and stay where I want to stay. That's it. Oh, I... Rejected! See you later, Nell. Take care. Grit, goodbye. 2 weeks, like 14 days, still a decent speed rating to get the A there. Sorry I'm late. Andy, Max, and Special Advisor Bjorn, wasn't it? Who are you? My name is Sammy. I'm the Special Forces Commander. I was supposed to join you earlier, but my last mission ran long. Well, better late than never, right? I'm an infantry and mech unit specialist. My units can seize and secure new bases faster than any other COs. My transport units are top of the line too. Don't hesitate to deploy me and my troops as you see fit. I'm ready for action. What kind of action? Oh snap, looking forward to working with you, Sammy. That's the spirit. Oh, I've got some information too. Word is that Olaf's forces are marching toward Yellow Comet. Let's go get them. Wait a minute, who's that? Mystery opponent. Well, look who it is. I think I've seen those guys before. Do you remember them, Bjorn? Those look like Green Earth's troops. I've heard they have an independent battalion around. Maybe this is it. They're supposed to be really tough, especially the air units. Outstanding! Bjorn, Sammy, you both know your stuff. But how did you get this intel, Andy? I ran into him once and... Hey, you survived, didn't you? That's pretty impressive, Andy. Even with Bjorn's help, that's good work. Way to go, kid. Alright, let's roll. Good thing you didn't call him Junior. Finally, we get to play with the lovely Sammy. In fact, I had a pretty big video game crush on this girl. for obvious reasons, but hey, moving on. What Sammy's strengths are lies within her infantry units. Now, to explain the in-game mechanics of capturing, all properties, whether they're bases, factories, airports, or headquarters, have 20 hit points or health points. So it will take one full health infantry or mech 2 full days to capture. However, with Sammy, she has a 1.5 multiplier of capturing, so a full health infantry of hers can actually reduce the number down to 5 instead of 10 typically. And so then what that means is, let's say that Sammy has used an infantry unit to start capturing a property, it will only have 5 capture health units left, and so the opponent would actually have to destroy this with less than 4 HP, otherwise Sammy's infantry will still be able to completely capture that property on the second day. So obviously with Sammy, it's very easy for her to sneak in and attack headquarters and be able to capture properties very quickly. Although her base stats aren't as high, and they probably actually have the lowest base stats of all COs in the game. Eagle, beaten by Andy again? Who are you calling Andy? Hey, Andy's a girl's name too. Eh? I think I'll take offense at your mistake. Do I look like a boy to you? Like I was trying to explain, Andy is a girl's name too. Who are you? The name's Sammy. I'm an Orange Star CO. I lost to a girl? You're careless, that's why you keep losing. I don't think you're ready for war. You need to go back to basic training. Excuse me, Orange Star CO. Sammy? Yes? I would like to apologize for my behavior. It was inappropriate. Oh, okay. I vow by my lucky goggles that the next time we meet I will do better. Now I will take my leave. Farewell. Wait a minute. No one said you could leave. He's gone. He seems like a pretty decent guy after all. He's not mistaken. Ever. Yeah, my speed rating. I was going slow, so... Like a plague, here comes the Orange Star Army. Not content with their own lands, they've come to steal mine. Never, I say, never. Canby's Imperial forces shall drive them back. Oh no, I was just planning on passing through Yellow Comet, but Canby's Imperial forces spotted us before we even crossed the border. Canby's Imperial forces? Uh-huh, they're supposed to be the best trained troops around, but high equipment costs and salaries make them hard to maintain. The best trained, huh? This should be fun. I don't think you'll have any energy left over for fun, Andy. Come on, show me what you can do. So even though we're facing off with the character who has the absolute highest stats in the game, it's actually quite easy. We do have to rush out and destroy the enemy rockets, but then we run back and form an extremely tight defensive posture while we use our indirect units to thin out the enemies, weaken them until we have completely destroyed all of them. Essentially, this is the penultimate version of letting them come into our mousetrap. Preposterous. Canby's forces defeated? Withdraw. Yeah, so what happened was that tank... What shall we do, Sonia? Well, what are the current battle conditions, Father? What? I asked about the conditions, Father. Well, Oh, Father, this is so typical of you. Gathering thorough intel is the key to victory. What were you planning to do without even basic information? Basic information? Well, yes. Hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. I suppose I'll share my intel with you, Father. The enemy troops are deployed here. It doesn't appear to be a very large force. Is that so? Then I'll just crush them with superior numbers. Well, yes, you could do that, but first... It is decided this time Canby will be showered with glory. Wait, Father. You've got to remember to deploy in an area with secure bases if the enemy seizes them before you arrive. Father, he's gone. Oh, Father, what are you trying to prove? Hey, where's the rest of the army? I'm sorry, Andy, there was an error and preparations weren't completed, but there are bases for deployment. You know how to use them, right? Sure, I'm okay. Well then, there's no problem. I'm counting on you, Andy. You too, Bjorn. Here is a second round of another map using the exact same strategy as the previous. We have to form a defensive wall and then only use our indirect units. In fact, if you ever attack with your defensive wall units, the enemy will attack you back because you're weakened and it will be nearly impossible to win. So the game-winning strategy is actually never attack with your direct attack units, because remember, we're playing the AI, not an intelligent human being. So we chip away at them with our indirect units, and they will never attack us as long as they have a statistical disadvantage. This is beyond comprehension. Regardless of the odds, Canby should never lose this many units. Withdraw! Now that was fun. But Sonia... Father, stop that whining. You're the Yellow Comet commander, for goodness sakes. Yes, you're right, I am. What should I do? Well, first of all, we obviously need to match their number of bases. Of course, Canby must have bases too. Yes, but we also... It is decided. Canby shall secure bases near the enemy. Father... Oh, he's gone again. Doesn't he realize that the proper location of bases is just as important as numbers? Okay. We have to capture bases on this one. Canby's got us surrounded. On top of that, we have to seize properties to win. Looks like things are gonna get rough. But look, this time we have an airport. What's an airport again? The game-winning strategy for this map is we have to protect our air units, and basically that will cause the enemy to be lured in. We can protect our air units by placing our own ground units in front of them. Hilarious, doesn't make sense, but it works. Once we've wiped out their fighters, then really we have free reign to deploy our fighters to take out their T-copters. We have to push north and capture our 3 uncontested properties there. The most important is this middle island that contains the airport. Once we have that airport, then we can stage more aircraft, but we have to make sure that the northernmost island, that we capture at least one of the yellow captured cities before the opponent can capture the final neutral cities. Otherwise, they will be at their maximum limit of properties. And as soon as we hit that, it should be easy to then capture our final 2 properties and hit that magic number of 12 and win the map. By my sword, what a horribly useless base that was! Oh, Father, you know this is because you never let me finish what I'm trying to tell you. But, Sonia, And one more thing, Orange Star's objective is not to conquer Yellow Comet. Are you mad, daughter? They were... Father, shooting first and asking questions later is not a good strategy. If you were suddenly attacked, you'd return fire too. Well, If you leave them be, I'm sure they'll depart without any trouble. No more attacking, Father, understood? The Orange Star Army. They're not all that I imagined they would be. As that's the case, it's up to me to act. Not too shabby, lost too many units though. Blow ye winds, oh the morning, blow ye winds, hi-ho! Drake, what are you doing all the way out here? You've got to get into position. Morning, Eagle. Wouldn't you rather just sit and bask in the sun for a while? Are you insane? The Orange Star Army is on the move. Oh, is that so? Is that so, Drake? Are you... Be cool, everything's under control, no need to rush. I've got everything set up. Now, doesn't the sun feel good? Oh, he's gone. Ah well, I guess I better get underway before Eagle gets his feathers any more ruffled. Drake always finds some way to sidetrack me. He's absolutely peerless in naval combat, but sometimes I wonder. Let's go, Andy. Bjorn, Andy, can you hear me? Is that you now? What is it? Like, does anyone else talk to you on the transceiver, Andy? We have an emergency. The Coral Fortress is being stormed by Drake of Green Earth. We've never had any trouble with him before, so we didn't see them coming. There are a bunch of bad guys here. This point is of vital importance to Orange Star. If the enemy seizes a lot of properties here, we'll lose control of the area. You have to beat them to it and secure as many cities as possible. Including your bases and HQ, you must secure 12 properties to win. Secure as many properties as possible? Okay, I got it. These bases are yours to use. Bjorn, deploy whatever units you see fit. I'm counting on you. I've got it covered. Hey, Bjorn, which units do we use to capture with again? Just not gonna dignify that with a response. Here is our first battle against Drake, who has the best Navy units in the entire game. Now, the game-winning strategy here is to keep our lander alive. If we have our lander, we could ship troops back and forth across all of the shoals here in the northern part of the map. Unfortunately, though, because I was not really paying attention and trying to move extremely fast, I placed my lander within range of Drake's battleship, which he promptly sunk. It's definitely still possible to beat this map without the lander, but it just takes a ridiculous long amount of time to do so. But I wasn't going for any specific high rating, so I thought, oh, I'll just keep playing. Now, regarding Drake himself, he has a CO power of Tsunami, which inflicts 1 unit of damage to all of your units and also creates a rain that lasts for a day. This severely restricts your movement. So even though this is a city capturing map, instead of using Sammy, I like to use Andy because Andy's CO power of healing basically offsets and counteracts Drake's Tsunami. Now, since I didn't have the lander, typically at this point you would send infantry over to the northernmost green properties, capture those, and you'd win. Probably like, hours earlier. But instead I had to fight my way through this southern bridge, 1 tank at a time, until I finally bust my way all the way through. And then actually, by the time you advanced to the final island with the enemy HQ, there's no units or money left for Drake. So it's actually very easy to win by route at this point, which actually is an alternate way to win. You don't technically have to capture 12 properties. You can in fact destroy all of the opponent's infantry and units to be able to win as well. A job well done, you've beaten me. So you're Drake? That'd be me. I wanted to find some answers here, but all I've netted are more questions. I'll be seeing you again, lad. You were so close. Very, very poor speed.